Welcome to this episode of Philly on the Rise. As you know, I'm your host, Michael W. Pleasant. We're in beautiful North Philly at the Black and Nobel Bookstore. I'm actually joined by Stevie. He is part of an organization that's doing some powerful and wonderful things in our communities, and we had to get the brother on the show. We had to get him on the show so he can talk about the impact he's had. Stevie, thanks a lot for coming.
What's going on, brother?
Everything's good. So tell me a little bit about your organization, Face the World.
Yeah, Face the World, man. We're trying to have a big impact here in our community. We realize so much is going on, and we just want to offer up a solution. So we deal with our empowerment initiatives. Right?
Yes,
so that's dealing with education, human development, acts of kindness, and of course activism, which is actively changing the issues via intellect, sacrifice, and teamwork.
And we can find some of these empowerment initiatives on your website.
Right. That's facetheworldup.com.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the website. I know it's being redesigned a little bit. What can we find there?
Right. Currently on our website, you'll see all of our empowerment initiatives, our partnerships, pieces of our team, but we'll be transitioning. So starting today, actually, you'll see up there returning soon. And then the new website coming down will include our school that we're getting ready to launch. This summer, actually, we have the training program, and then we'll be building into a bigger and bigger school, dealing with post-secondary training.
I know right now there's some workshops taking place, and you offer these workshops to the community. What types of curriculum, what can we learn if we were to attend one of your workshops?
Well, our primary workshop right now deals with audio production and engineering. So we're teaching recording, editing, mixing, mastering. We're doing professional development. We're doing tutoring for high school students. We're doing training for GED. And these are all important components if you want to get hired. You know what I mean? A lot of people are coming out of school right now and can't get jobs, and that's one of the factors that's hurting our community, hurting the efforts against recidivism. So we want to make sure that we have a strong impact, and the only way we can do that is primarily through education, and then secondarily through support in our community.
What I love about your training center is that it's right in the neighborhood.
Right.
It's right in the quote-unquote hood, right there at what, 9th and...
9th and Dolphin.
Okay,
Yep.
why'd you pick that location?
Well, my family is from down there.
Okay.
Right. So my grandmom, who has only one of the only houses on the block right now where she lives over on Cecil B. Moore in Natrona, it's just you see the community dwindling, and you need to do something in order to aid in the upkeep, in order to aid in the development. So that's what we're trying to do. We put it right in the heart, and hopefully we'll have a big enough impact where we can actually expand to other communities. Like right now, I live in Germantown.
Okay.
And one of the things that I see there is there's not enough educational development. We do have music schools down there, but you don't see our face there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I want to bring that back to our community in a field where they can get employed.
Sure.
A lot of people don't understand that with audio production engineering, there's so many opportunities. You could be an audiobook editor, right? And a lot of people are listening to audiobooks now. So what you don't understand, there's live mixing. Churches hire people, the Dell Music Center, Man Music Center. So these are all opportunities where we can become a stronger in our culture, and rhythm music is one of our key points.
So let's return back to the empowerment initiatives that are on the website.
Right.
Give us some of them initiatives again.
It's human development, which is like our mentorship development component. We take actually some people from off the street and help them develop into themselves, teaching them how to read, write, so they can get employed. Education, as I mentioned, with the school, STEM, A&T. Activism, actively changing the issues via intellect, sacrifice, and teamwork, and then acts of kindness, which is our giving program to the community. So for that, all people need to do is go on the website, they register, and every month we pick somebody, we give them something.
And let's talk about the activism. When you mention activism, are you actually out in the street with picket signs? Is that kind of activism? Is it sit-ins, or what exactly goes on?
Well, we organize different things. My background is actually in organizing. So I worked for 2 years out in New York doing community and union organizing.
Okay.
And so that's one of my specialties. So I've written campaigns, fought for politicians down in D.C. And so here, what we're trying to do is to organize for our own health. Right? If you look at the health components, the food programs, you look at the education system, like last spring we were just talking about. Last spring with all the high schools getting shut down, these are big issues. And then there's the school to prison pipeline. Okay. Right. So we're doing a lot of fighting against the privatizing of prisons and the development of schools. Okay. Interesting fact.
Yes.
Right. Washington Lane and Chew.
Okay. Yeah. Right there in West Lane. Or is it called Germantown actually?
There's a break point right there.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Washington Lane and Chew, they just built a bottom dollar.
Okay, yeah.
The original plan for that space was to be a school.
Okay.
But you're building a company saying that we're trying to employ people but the biggest factor of employment is making sure people get their education.
Sure. Yeah.
So why did we build a grocery market, a grocery store, as opposed to a school? That's an issue of mine. So we're piling up all these components to fight against, and then once we're ready to go, we're going to go full force.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about that. Another initiative you mentioned, act of kindness. How far really can an act of kindness take you in today's world where there's so much evil, so much hate? How far can an act of kindness really take you?
Well, the first thing you have to acknowledge the hate. Right, because without hate, you can't really acknowledge kindness. Without hate, you can't acknowledge love. Right, so that creates a greater level of appreciation for that.
Yeah.
And so when we do something like Christmas time,
Okay.
not every kid is getting a gift. Right, I remember my family members who weren't able to get gifts and things like that. So to give to someone like that, or even seeing. You met me when I was working at Sunoco.
Correct. Yes. At the gas station.
Right. At the gas station when I was working there. So people would come in telling me they want $1 on their tank. Right? And to see that person's face change when they find $10 on their tank because I paid for it, that brings a lot of joy to me.
Out of your own pocket?
Out of my own pocket.
How often did you actually do this?
Maybe like once or twice a week.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's important though, and that encouragement leads someone to pay it forward to someone else. Right. So once a month, when people sign up, we have about 25 people in our registry right now.
Sure.
So once a month, we pick somebody out. We say, well, what did they put on their list that they wanted? We figure out what we can do, and we do that for them.
Wow.
We have a gas giving program too.
Okay.
So once we pick a name, if you have a car, we give you $20 in gas at that moment.
And all this is on the website?
Yep.
Is there a Facebook page?
No Facebook page, but you can contact me on Instagram.
Okay.
My Instagram page is also the organization page. So
Sure.
It's at SJPHL.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. You reach out to me on there. You can register through there. You can contact me by phone, 267-908-3223. All my information is on the site. So if you reach out to me, I communicate.
Yeah. You know, we're at the Black and Nobel bookstore, and I know this store has a little bit of sentimental value to you. Talk to a little bit about what this store means to you.
Well, it's interconnected. I'm on the PJAB. Are you familiar with PJAB?
No.
The Prison Joint Advisory Board.
Okay.
I sit on the board for the prison.
Yeah.
And I also have some students that I work with in the juvenile center. And so what I've been doing with them is giving them my friend's book. My friend has wrote a book about post-secondary and how to achieve once you leave high school, things like that. And my communication with them is so real.
Okay.
I don't mean to be cliche, but
Yeah.
what they're learning and what they're getting from people sending them books and things like that is so valuable at this point in their life. Juveniles, they're in a growing stage. They're trying to figure out what they really need to do and trying to get out of this trained mindset that they're already in. So through my work with the prison system and growing up in the area, you know what I mean? I used to see this store all the time when I was traveling back and forth from high school and when I was fighting the battle for the high schools last spring. So this is really important, especially when you see schools that don't have libraries themselves.
Right.
Getting these books out there, especially by Black artists, is really important.
Earlier you mentioned the recidivism rate. Brothers who come out of jail, unfortunately sometimes they may return. And I want to know how is it possible to slow it down a little bit? Is it just they need to come out of that environment? Once they leave prison, they can't go back to the environment they were in. Is that one of the answers? Obviously, education is an answer. What ideas do you have to slow that rate down?
Well, there's a couple of things you have to identify first. Do you know yourself? Do you know your roots? Do you know your own pedigree? When people understand their pedigree, they get a little bit more effective in who they are.
Pedigree as
like your history,
Sure.
what's your background?
Sure. Okay.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Okay.
Stokely Carmichael. What's your background? What
Sure.
do you know about where you came from?
Okay.
Right. You get into like the Eastern knowledge, Africa, Egypt, and all that. Like, do you really understand what you're made from? That's the important factor. And then it's also the environment. If you're going, it's people, places, and things. Those are the things that got you in trouble in the first place. So if you go back to those things, you're going to get in trouble again.
But I have no other choice. I'm fresh out of jail. I maybe did a 6-month stint. Maybe I did a 4-year stint. This is all I know. So once I come out, I have to go back to what I know. How do I not go to what I know?
Well, that's up to you communicating with your counselor, but then they can also reach out to us. We have several individuals that have worked with our organization that are free of that feeling, right? So once you get free of that feeling, you connect with mentors through our human development program, you can become a little bit more effective in who you you are. We help you understand your pedigree. We help you understand the application process. Pennsylvania has a rule now where the box at the bottom where it says you don't have to put your record on there.
Okay.
That's effective. You know what I mean? And then understanding how to pitch yourself to these employers, helping them understand, you know, I've gained a lot of experience from being inside the prison system, and here are my transferable skills.
Okay.
Here are my references.
Okay.
A lot of people are focused on networking off of the mentality that it's who you know. But that's not the actual factor. The actual factor is who knows you.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So we bring constant people through to the prison, right? To do presentations to the juveniles, and we're letting them know these are people that you need to meet now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
RISE has a great program going on right now in the city of Philadelphia, mentoring and guiding inmates into pathways into their life.
Okay.
Right. Into working and everything like that. So we just want to make sure that we show the greatest amount of support and help people understand that not everybody who's coming out of prison is a bad person. There's bad circumstances,
Sure.
right? But there's a lot of good people that are just fighting for another chance, and that's what I want to make sure that I give.
Okay, give them another chance. I know you also do some motivational speaking.
Yep.
So let's touch on that a little bit. What type of motivational speaker are you? What type of topics do you talk about?
I talk about everything, man. Just everything that's real life. A lot of people hit me up on Instagram and give me topics that they want me to speak on. So I stock up on that. One of my biggest things right now is value. People can hit me up on YouTube too. It's at SJPHL. But the value thing, man, is crazy.
And is the value what I can bring to the table? My value?
Your
word?
value, understanding your value, understanding how to value.
Okay.
That's the biggest piece, how to value things, because that's why relationships fail, because people don't know how to value their spouse. That's why business opportunities fail, because they don't know how to properly value what they have in the growth process. So can I share a little?
Oh, yes, definitely.
All right, so when you look at value, you have to understand where things are coming from, right?
Okay, yeah.
All right. And if you value something properly, you take your whole career, your whole lifestyle, everything you do to another level, right? So let's look at this story real quick. There's this kid, 6'3", 289 pounds, solid.
Big guy,
Right? Solid, man. Loved to play basketball, was dunking at the age of 13. His parents recognized that he had the ability, he was blessed with a gift, and they needed to support him.
Okay.
He wears glasses. They didn't want him wearing goggles, so they got him contacts.
Okay, yeah.
Right, so he's playing ball one day in the backyard in the driveway, going up, slam dunks the ball, but his contact falls out. Right, so when that contact falls out, he goes into his mom and says, "Mom, I lost my contact, I need a new pair." She rushes outside, starts looking for the contact, trying to find it, and she finds it. She brings it back into her son and says, "Son, clean this off, put it back in your eye, go back outside, practice for your career."
Okay, yeah.
He's stunned because it's a little contact.
Mom found it.
Right, sunny outside. So he asked my mom, right, "How did you find that?" She said, "You were looking for a piece of plastic. I was looking for $150.
I like that.
Right?
Okay,
that's the difference from being here and going to the next level with things.
Sure,
when you understand the sweat equity that you put into something that you're trying to grow, there's a whole different demeanor to how you deliver and how you show up 15 minutes early.
Understood.
Yeah. You appreciate what you went through. I've gone through the struggle. I've been on the homeless move before. I've struggled through the streets, and I'm on a whole new level with my career. So I'm focused, and I understand what some people have gone through, and I just want to support. So having that value for my community, for brothers like yourself, other businesses, black businesses, definitely support black businesses.
100%.
And just got to keep it moving for all of us.
I know there's another project you're involved with, STEM.
Yep.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Let's
Yep.
talk about that STEM a little bit.
Okay, STEM. The school is called STEM A&T.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
STEM School of Arts and Technology. So it's the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics of Arts and Technology.
Okay. All right. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. That's why we just call it STEM.
STEM. There you go. Okay.
And so we teach audio production and engineering out of our studio that's down on 9th and Dauphin.
Okay.
By the way, the studio name is 432 Hertz.
Okay.
So we teach audio production and engineering out of there.
The studio name is 432 Hertz.
Right.
Any significance to that?
Yes, there is. I'll get to that.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And so we teach audio production engineering. We're going to be adding on film production engineering, web design, development, programming, and application design, development, and programming.
These are all good, important skills that
Absolutely.
we need to have.
Absolutely. And we partner up with different institutions to offer internships to high school students, and then once we transfer into the post-secondary technical world, we'll be able to offer more internships into adults, so 18 and older.
Okay, gotcha.
And you asked me about 432 hertz.
Yeah, 432
so
hertz.
432 hertz is the frequency at which music has healing frequency power.
Ah.
Right, so right now a lot of music is being played off of like 440 hertz, which is really harsh to the ear, harsh to the body.
Sure.
But a lot of commercial music is doing it right now.
Okay.
We kind of stay away from that frequency. We stay on 432 hertz, and it has a real power to it. Has a real feeling to it. And in the old age being like 10, 20 years ago.
That's not old. That's old school. See, that's old school.
That's where music used to be. So
Okay,
those good vibes that you were getting, those good feelings that you were getting was from a frequency of 432 hertz.
Okay, all right. All good stuff coming from my man Stevie. You definitely have to support this good brother, support his organization. As you see, he's doing some wonderful and powerful things in the city of Philadelphia. Good stuff, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks a lot for joining us for this episode of Philly on the Rise, and we'll talk to you soon.
It's your boy Stevie. I'm saved for, not from. I'm ready to go. Let's get it done, cause I am a person of worth. What gives me worth is my mind, my time, and my grind.